Things are getting a little bit weird, don't you think? What is going on, everybody? Dan with Gear Focus, and I know you guys saw the title of this video. It's probably why you clicked on it. But it's not what you think. A little bit more on that later on in the video. For those of you that don't know, we actually have two shooting spaces for Gear Focus. Our main shooting studio is just south of Baltimore, and then I have this space at my house, which is my editing studio. And because of the way the things are panning out, I'm probably going to end up shooting in this space a whole lot more. The thing is though, this space isn't really working out for me. I always feel small and cramped in this space, and I never get the result that I want with this space. So I got a new desk, which is kind of pretty exciting, so I figured while I was putting that new desk together, why not rearrange the studio and make it work a little bit better for me. So this is kind of the angle that you guys are used to seeing. I got my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K sitting right here, my computer sitting right there, and this is usually the corner that we shoot directly into. Now I also usually use a black backdrop, and personally I'm not a huge fan of doing that, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to use the natural light that's coming in through those windows to my advantage. Before I get started, I'm going to put some music on, and I'm also going to pour myself a nice cold beer because you can't go wrong with some beer when you're doing home improvement projects. Alright, real quick while I'm in the middle of doing this, I want to show you guys how to properly wrap a cable. I like to start with my non-dominant hand, so my left hand, and what you do is you just take it and you roll it into a loop. Now, here's the tricky part. You're going to take the next loop and you're going to grab it from the inside, and then you're going to roll it up this way so that the tail goes down in between the two rolls. You're just going to repeat that pattern. This is the proper way to roll a cable. Once they're wrapped up properly, when you go to throw them out, just go without any knots. Magic. Did it. I got it up here. So I got the desk set up, pretty much ready to go. I got one more thing that I'm waiting on to come in the mail today. So once that gets here, I will show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. It's actually going to be a pretty big improvement to this setup. But I want to talk to you about why I titled the video the way that I did. Here at Gear Focus, we're really making a push to improve our YouTube channel. And one of the ways that we can do that is kind of by emulating some of the people that we really look up to, like Peter McKinnon. Now, if we take a look at one of Peter's most recent videos, which was the one that he titled something like Where It All Began or something like that, he took everything and broke it down in a way that made more sense to everybody. One of the big things that has led to Peter's success is his personality. He's really, really good on camera. Now, obviously that doesn't fit for everybody. I mean, hell, half of you probably don't even like me. But having a better personality on camera is something that I'm really working on and trying to get into our videos. Now, another thing that Peter's really good at is adapting to his surroundings. If you take a look at that most recent video that I mentioned earlier, he doesn't really have any fancy lights, he doesn't really have any fancy equipment. Now, when we typically film videos for Gear Focus, we shoot them in our studio, which is just south of Baltimore. But when I shoot here at my house, I have very limited gear. And with this whole self-isolation and social distancing thing, I'm going to be shooting in here a lot more, so I'm going to really need to adapt to my surroundings. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I've been fighting against the natural light in this room. And frankly, I kind of got sick and tired of doing that. I have these two giant skylights that are sitting directly next to my studio, so I might as well use those to my advantage instead of fighting against it. And using natural light is something that Peter does really, really well. Since I'm going to be in this studio for the foreseeable future with limited gear and limited resources, I'm really going to have to push myself to adapt to this scenario. And that's also something that Peter does really well. He has the ability to take really limited gear and really limited resources and still make it look absolutely amazing. Which brings me to my next point. As you guys know, we already have our DJI Mavic 2 Zoom giveaway happening, but we're going to be doing an addition. Hold on, I gotta take this. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, what's going on, dude? No, it's okay. I'm in the middle of filming something. But is everything okay? Everything cool? Okay, word. Oh, so you hurt back? Yeah, dude. How's that rash do? What's up, guys? Heard we were talking about some giveaways. So I wanted to let you guys know about our Focus on the Good short film contest. We're going to be giving away over $2,000 in prizes as well as a Peter McKinnon and Nomadic camera backpack. You can find all the details down in that description down below, or you can go to gearfocus.com to get all of the details. I gotta get back in my cave before Dan comes back and you realize that something's not right. Sorry about that one, that was kind of important. Now the last thing I want to touch on is B-roll. Obviously Peter is king at B-roll sequences. It's really kind of what he's known for. And B-roll is something that I have always struggled with. So one of my goals while I'm here at my house practicing my social distancing, which you all should be doing as well, I'm gonna have to really improve on my B-roll skills. And having limited gear and limited resources is actually going to help me in the long run because I'll be able to really improve and hone in on the skills and not so much of the gear. So another thing I've wanted to do for a really long time in this space is paint this back wall. So I found some paint actually downstairs in my basement that actually fits the kind of vibe that I want to do. So I'm going to actually be painting that back wall a navy blue. I went ahead and changed my clothes because I don't want to get paint all over my nice Gear Focus stuff. So the last part of the studio remodel is here. The gracious people over at Adam Audio have sent us some of their T7V studio monitors, and that's going to be a great addition to this space. Actually, the right monitor for my setup now is already blown out, so I needed to replace that anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and put these speakers in my setup, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done.
Just come running by.
Alrighty, so there we have it. The new studio is done. I think it feels great in here, and I think it looks great in here as well. I'm really excited to spend some more time in here and get some more great video content out to you guys while we are experiencing this quarantine and social distancing. If you have any questions about what I'm using here in this setup, go ahead and leave those questions down in the comments down below. We'll be sure to get those answered for you. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as it really does help us out here on the channel. Thanks for watching and sticking around to the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.